Good evening, yarnies, dirty hookers, and fiber fiends. How are we on this Monday? It is Monday. Let's move the light so I don't hit my head. Welcome in, Reese Cup. How are you? Beta got first. Thank you all for the check-ins. Welcome in, Lala. And Retro. Typically, I didn't get a notification for streams, so I think I did not fall asleep. I did not fall asleep. I did take a nap today. I've been up for not quite 2 hours for my nap, so yeah, no, I didn't fall asleep. Draco, how are you? Welcome in. I'm doing pretty good. Hook and Yarn is ready. Um, you made a Squishamello body bag. Ooh, ooh. Would love to see all of that. How is everybody doing? I don't really have any other announcements or anything. I think the weather and the time change. I'm just very sleepy lately. Very sleepy. I said, "Oh, you thought." Okay, you thought yes. No, you thought wrong. Nope, did not fall asleep. Uh I assumed it was crochet. I assumed it was crochet. I'm gonna have to see that at some point. I know you will show us. You're alive. That's good. It's good that you're alive. Um, let's see here. Okay. We are gonna do Mastering Monday in a little bit. I want to get some more work done on my commission hat, and I want to let people come in. Because I don't want to start working on the Mastering Monday part and people come in halfway if they want to learn how to do the thing that we're doing. We're going to be doing a square. We're going to be doing this square. Retro had asked about how to do this, and this is actually easier than it looks. It really is. It's really easier than it looks. I did have a website that I used, but I don't really like the way they did it too much. Um, so I'm gonna do my own thing. It's the same pattern, the same stitch thing, but I'm gonna do a different technique. A slight different technique, nothing major. It just has to do with how they're carrying the yarn around. So, and two colors I chose are red and white. Yeah, that works. Actually, any two colors work. They could be similar. They could be contrasting. Looks. I think it looks better if they're contrasting, in my opinion. But I guess any of them will work. Welcome in, Kiki. How are you? Technically, you could do this in just a solid color. Then you don't have to worry about color changing. So that is a possibility to do it all in a solid. So in today's project, all right. Uh, if you want to share anything in the Discord, if anybody wants to share anything in the Discord, um, go ahead and do that. On Friday, we can take a look. You had other colors, but chose those with a body inside. Wait, what? Wait, don't no. We don't want bodies. We don't need no. Stream. Oh wait, is stream okay for everybody? Is stream going well? Are we having issues? Keeps pausing and showing. Refresh maybe. Is anybody else having issues with the stream? It's okay for me. I'm running too many programs. Yeah, try restarting. We're not going to get into that square right now. I'll give you time. So if you need to, if anybody needs to refresh their device. Welcome in, Stellar. How are you? So, This is the commission hat, the turkey, the cooked turkey that I was working on yesterday. Uh, you refreshed. Okay. Hopefully it fixed itself. Tech issues are the worst. Technology is great when it works. When it doesn't, it's like ugh, it's more of a headache. Maybe because you're on laptop. It shouldn't. That shouldn't necessarily cause that. So, yeah, maybe in about 5-10 minutes we can work on the other. Start on the mastering Monday. But I hope everybody has had a good day. Mine's been uneventful. Yeah, I know. I wasn't late. Maybe about a minute or two. But yeah, I've messaged Retro. It's all good. It's all good. Always use your phone, and 9 out of 10 times. Oh, okay. Maybe it's the distance, the signal of the router. Maybe it might have to do with the signal strength. Youngest son. Oh no! Fortunately, and maybe unfortunately, the kids have the day off tomorrow for a local election. Ah, well, I hope the kiddo feels better. I hope everybody who's not feeling well feels better. The other day, I was just feeling meh. Nothing was really wrong. It's like having an off day. But if anybody's actually sick, I hope they start to feel better. So I switched your upstairs Wi-Fi from the booster. Was sometimes. Oh, okay, okay, yeah, yeah. Maybe yeah, just things need a refresh. So, welcome in Trouble. How are you? And thank you for the lurk. Well, you don't have to answer if you're lurking. Okay. I figure, you know what? I'm going to do one more round. We're going to do one more round of this hat. So like 60 some stitches. And then we're going to get working on this. So if anybody wants to stitch along, get two colors, preferably contrasting colors. And whatever size hook that you normally use with that weight of yarn. And we will do that soon. Coughing at 6:30 in the morning. Oh. Yeah. I mean, it is that time of year. It's not fun. Not fun to be sick. All right. So I've got some ideas of possible things I'll be working on in the future on stream. I still haven't forgotten about the embroidery log. I haven't touched that in weeks. I do need to work more on that, and I have to get things together if they're going to be available come the new year for purchase for kits. So that'll be something to work on. Plus other crochet pieces and things here and there. You got your channel points. Wait, I got my channel points bonus and went to tap the screen. My laptop is not touchscreen. Show how much I use. Yeah. If you're used to a touch screen and then you go to a non-touch screen, yeah, it doesn't work that way. Does not work that way. And Retro got the mug that he won on the from the generous donor for the giveaway the other week. So, you too can pick yourself up a Crafty Cub mug or other type of merch right there on my fourth wall. So check it out. Tried to do that last night when I was playing Vampire Survivor. Yeah. Yep. And it made me very happy when I got up this morning. We got up this afternoon and had a massive mug of coffee. Yeah, Retro ended up getting the 20-ounce mug. So you can enjoy your beverage with the Crafty Cub when the Crafty Cub's not even around. The only time that you can have coffee with the Crafty Cub, if you get a Crafty Cub mug. Oh, I hit the button. Whoever, Mr. and Mrs. Anonymous, donated that, I'm very grateful. Yes. I am grateful. Because I was surprised. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that you could gift things from a fourth wall. Like, other people can gift them. I know I could. But when that happened that day, I'm like, wait, what's going on? I'm confused. I'm shocked. So, I won't be drinking coffee during your streams. 11:20. You can do decaf. I don't know if you have decaf where you are. I won't be drinking coffee, period, because I don't like the taste or the smell. Welcome in, Purple Angel Wings. How are you? All right, I finished this round. Everybody get your yarn together. We're going to do Mastering Mondays now. So, my Flamingo mug holds 18 ounces. You like big mugs, and you cannot lie. What's the point? What's the point of coffee? I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are gonna give me flack for it, but can't do it. Welcome in, Anne. Thank you for the check-in. Okay. So, my sample, I've got the blue and the yellow. Tonight, we're gonna do dark blue and orange. Okay. Doesn't matter what color you start with. Actually, thank you for the check-in. Whatever color you start with, welcome in, Witchy Weaver. Whatever color you start with is going to be the side that is going to have the regular granny stitch. That's with the baby's nightcap. So whatever you want this side to be, that's what you start with. And then it'll be the second row and the fourth, and then every other one. So I'm going to start with orange, because why not? I don't use orange that often. Okay, I've got a little knot on the end here I need to cut off. Can't drink alcohol. Oh, yeah. So if you look at the picture right above me, there is the square by itself, and it's positioned like this. And then next to it, you see that pattern? It's the same square, but in different positions next to each other to create that mosaic wave, geometric look to it. You don't have to position each individual square that way. You can put them all this way. You could change up the positioning once the square is done. All right. I'm going to start with a chain 4. I use US terms. We're going to do a chain 4. We're going to start with a basic granny square. The first round is a basic granny stitch, but You don't do the all in one color. So I'm going to chain up 4 to start. After you chain 4, let's zoom in. Boo for that, but good job taking care of yourself. The way, yes. All right, we've chained 4, and now in our very first chain that we made, we're going to slip stitch. Okay, slip stitch to form the ring. We're not doing magic ring because when I do a granny, I want that center hole to be open. So that makes it so I don't tighten it all the way up. If you want to do a magic ring and not tighten it all the way, that's fine. When I do that, it tends to come undone. I'm chain 4 slip stitch to a ring will not come undone. So after you get that, we're going to chain up 3. So we've got our chain 4, slip stitch into a ring, and then we chain up 3. That chain 3 counts as a US double crochet. After you get that chain 3 into the center ring, you're going to do 2 more US double crochets into the ring. Okay? So, a simple granny stitch. We've got our ring, we've got our chain 3, and then we have 2 doubles. Okay. When you get to this point, again, if I go too fast, please use the slow down redeem. When you get to this point, you're now going to have a corner. Whatever you do for your corners, do for your corners. I chain 2 for my corners. If you chain 3, that's fine. Whatever you normally do for your corners, do for your corners. So chain however many that you need. I chain 2. And then, I had to double check this. I have to check my note real quick. I have to remember. All right. Into that center ring, you're now going to do 3 double crochets. So you have made 2 sides of a granny square. Let me double check something. How do they do that? Okay, take that back. Only do 2. So we're going to take out that last one. We're going to take out the last one. I had to refer to my notes. So you've got our granny stitch, chain 2 or 3, whatever your corner is, 2 double crochets. At this point, you want to get your second color ready. We're not ready to add the second color, but we want to get it ready. Okay. After you have your 2 double crochets here, we're going to start our 3rd double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, go into the ring, pull up, yarn over, pull up through. You have 3 on the hook. Okay? Yarn over through 2, And now we're going to stop. Let me show that again. Yarn over, go into the ring, yarn over, bring it up through. And we've got 3 on the hook. Yarn over through 2 and stop. At this point, we're going to get our new color. We're not going to do anything with the old. We're going to drop the old. We're going to keep that connected. And then get our second color. Put the tail into the hook, like so. And I'm tensioning that. And I'm going to pull that loop of the new color through those 2 loops on the hook. Like that. Okay? Let me show that all again. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, bring through, 3 on the hook. Yarn over through 2 and stop. Drop the first color. Pick up our second color. Put it around the hook, leave a little tail. And pull that new color through the 2 loops on the hook. At this point, I'm going to take the working yarn. This is the working yarn, not the tail, but the working yarn. I'm going to snug that up a bit. And I'm going to take the working yarn and the short tail of my new color. And I'm going to kind of tug on them just to tighten up that stitch. Okay. With the new color, we're going to chain 2. Okay. So it looks like and actually you'll finish that last double crochet with the new color. So it has a seamless color change. If that doesn't make sense, let me know. Now, after we've chained 2 or 3, whatever you do for your corners, because that's the corner, into the center of our ring, we're going to do 3 double crochets. But what I will do, this is the important part, I need to crochet over the tail of our second color, so the blue, and the working yarn of our first color. So we're going to treat those together. So we're going to yarn over, these are double crochets. I'm going to lay the working yarn of my first color and the tail of my second color along my work. Go in and we're going to treat that like that's part of the center ring. And we're going to do 3 double crochets. You're doing 2 things there, well 3 things. You're forming your granny stitch. You are securing your tail of your second color, so that dark blue, and you are crocheting over your working yarn, because when we get done this round, we're going to need our working yarn to be up at this point. We don't need it over there, we need it here. Okay. So you should have something that looks like this. Granny square in the first color, corner, granny square, all in the first corner. Change over, and you're going to do your corner in the second color, granny stitch. We're now going to do a corner, and I chain 2. We're going to do another granny stitch, but when we do this granny stitch, we're still crocheting over our tail of our second color and the working yarn of our first. So do 3 double crochets. I haven't heard this song in forever. Sorry. Welcome in, Bubbles and Honey. Thank you for the finger stretches. Okay, so you should have something that kind of looks like this. I know my blue is kind of dark, but actually, I always forget this part. So on our last granny stitch, our last one, we're gonna take out. Take out the last granny stitch. We're gonna do a color change now. We're gonna do a color change now. So first color, we have granny stitch, corner, granny stitch. Then, one moment. Okay, yeah, no problem. No problem. So first color, we'll have granny stitch, corner, granny stitch. Then we change color. It'll be corner, granny stitch, corner, and then 2 double crochets. Yarn's coming apart. All right, yeah, take your time. Check something. Okay. If anybody else is crocheting along, does this make sense? Does this make sense so far? Again, granny stitch, corner, granny stitch in the first color. We're going to, at the end of that stitch, of that last stitch, and then we change color, corner, granny stitch, corner, chain, double crochet. Right, done the 2 granny, yes. So, for our last one here, so we've got, there's 2 stitches here, there's 2 double crochets. That might be a little bit better. We're now going to do our last double crochet of the granny stitch. We're still crocheting over our working yarn and our tail. Okay. Go in, bring up a loop, yarn over through 2, and stop. At this point, you should have 2 loops of your second color. We're going to drop the second color, pick up the working yarn of our first color, and yarn over, bring that through. So we're going to do a color change. Okay? So the granny stitch is all in the second color, but the loop on the hook is the first color. So we've just done a color change. I'm done working over my tail. So the little cut tail, the second color, we're done. This point, we're going to make a corner. However you make your corners, make your corners. If you chain 2 and slip stitch, that's fine. The problem being is where you're going to be positioned is going to mess things up. So I highly, highly recommend doing it the way that I do it, so you're in the correct position and the colors are in the correct spots. Okay? So at this point, I'm going to make the corner by doing a half double crochet into the top of our first granny. Yarn over. The first stitch of our first granny that we made, go in the very top, go into the top of the stitch, yarn over, 3 on the hook, yarn over, and pull that yarn over through all 3. Okay? And when you do that, you will have a corner that is the same distance as a chain 2. Because a chain 2 and a half double crochet are about the same height. All right. For this is round 2. Round 2, we're not doing anything with color 2. So color 2, what I would suggest, your working yarn, any of the patterns I've seen, they don't do this, and they end up carrying it along with you through the round, and it makes the back look ugly with these floats. and I don't like that. So we're not doing that. So what we will do is, at this point, on our color 2, leave a long enough tail and cut. You could always go back and weave in your ends. With color changing, you're going to be doing a lot of weaving in ends. So we've cut color 2 out. We don't need color 2 for round 2. So for round 2, we should be in this position. I'm going to chain up. Welcome in, Axel. I'm going to chain up 3. Oh no! Wait, what did you? Wait, what's wrong? Is everything okay, Retro? Do you need me to start over? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Yep, get scissors. I thought something was bad. How are you, Axel? No problem. Take your time. Yeah, because the pattern carries the yarn around for whatever, and I get these, they call them, in knitting, I think they call them floats. And you could snag them. They look ugly, and you can snag them. Plus, my tension wasn't really tight, and I've got a really loose one. I don't like the look of it. I really, really don't. Currently cleaning. Got a medium section behind me clean, but I have a whole nother massive section left to do. Oh, hate having one of the largest rooms in the... Oh. Right, Axel. I have the largest room in the house. And yeah, and I got too much stuff. I need to get rid of more. Been working on it, but... Oh, wow, yeah. That's a big room. You're back? Alright. So, from color 2, leave a long enough tail and color 2. Yes, color 2.
Hey, hon.
Welcome in, Capricorn. Hey, hon, how are you? After you cut color 2, and you can just cut it and leave it there. There's another bedroom. Oh, yeah. Hey there, Upcycly. Thank you for the check-in. So, after we've cut color 2, we've chained up 3. That counts as the first stitch in our granny stitch. And into that same corner, put in 2 more double crochets. And that is with color 1. We're only using color 1 on this round. And you'll have your first granny. Now, we're working on the side. This is the side of a granny square. However you do your stitches in between granny stitches, do what you normally do. I don't chain 1 in between the granny stitches. If you do, then go ahead. It doesn't really make a big difference. Whatever you do, keep it consistent. And remember, color 1 is, that half will look like a traditional granny with the holes in it. So, I am not chaining 1. If you chain 1, go ahead and do that. The corner, you're going to do what you normally do for a granny. You do a granny, whatever you do for a corner, and your granny. So, granny is 3 US doubles. Chain 2, or if you chain 3, I chain 2, and another granny stitch into that corner. Welcome in, Binge. Not me turning into some cub stitching in the back loop. Okay. Oh, we got a raid. Welcome in, Raiders. How was your stream? What were you working on? Welcome in. I am the Crafty Cub. I am a variety crafter, fiber arts, paper crafting, silk floral arranging, a little bit of IRL here and there. You never know what I'm going to be doing. We are home with the proud dirty hookers. We don't wash our crochet hooks. If you do, you are still welcome. I specialize in teaching crochet and basic beginning needle tatting. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I will try to demonstrate. And speaking of teaching, tonight we're doing Mastering Mondays. I am teaching how to do a geometric weave granny square, and I know some people are crocheting along with me. Let me catch up with chat. Welcome in, Cheerful Bacon. Let me see. Simply exquisite, simply exquisite. We've arrived from Cheerful Bacon to savor the Crafty Cup's hook work. The craftsmanship's chef's kiss divine. What were you working on? You're on the iPad. Expect typo. Yeah, typos are fine. Um, we were not graded on spelling or grammatical errors. We don't do that. Teaching, yes. Retro has requested this. Oh, thank you, Retro. I try. You were doing a no-sew turkey. Ooh, if you have pictures, would love to see it. Speaking of turkey, I have a cooked turkey hat, which I have to turn off my green screen technology. I have a cooked turkey hat. It's a free pattern. I'm actually doing some commission pieces for these. So that is really fun. I can find the pattern if anybody wanted it. I was doing it last night. Welcome in, Yadarika, and if it's a more intermediate or advanced tatting, Cub will try to struggle through it with you and then Yadarika will jump in and confuse everyone. Yes. Yes. Very true. But yes, welcome in. Links are open. I also have a Discord, so feel free to share with us. And if you need a raid and run, uh, go ahead and do that as well. I know how streaming can be. So we are learning how to do this square. I saw the milk jug in your desk. Oh, that is for water to water my plants. No, that's not hamster milk. No. All right, where were we? Where were we? And again, thank you, Cheerful Bacon, for coming in. So we've done a granny stitch here. Basically, this half of the round is a basic granny. So granny stitch, skip. So if you chain or you don't chain, whatever you do there in between your granny stitches, granny stitch, corner, granny stitch. Yes, plant juice. Yes, plant. Yes, plant. It's yes. All right. So we are on side 2 of round 2. And into this corner, we're going to put in 2, actually no, 3 double crochets, so a granny stitch into the corner. Okay? So color 1, which is in my case is the orange, it's just, on this half, is just a regular granny stitch. I can wait until everybody catches up. So granny stitch, corner, granny stitch, granny stitch. And again, if you chain in between your granny stitches on the side, do that, and whatever number of chains you do for your corners. Remember, this round we are not changing color. This round we are only working with our color 1. Join. Whips and Foes. Whips and Foes is a pretty good place to put things that you have worked on or you want to show off. And Raiders get I do show off things that Raiders post immediately because they rated. But anybody else, Fridays we look at Discord. So feel free. Anybody can post in there. And then, like I said, Fridays we will go and take a look and see what everybody has been doing. All right, let me see something. Um, Let me check this. Okay. We are done half of round two. Second half of round two, we're going to do our corner. So we're going to chain however many you do for a corner. I do two. And we're going to focus on this side. So before we do anything, we're going to count our stitches. So I know my color is kind of dark, but I've got 3 stitches there. Those granny stitches. That granny stitch has 3 stitches. So we have 3. On this round, on this side of the round, we will go into each of those stitches, but what we do in the corners are slightly different. Oh my gosh, this song. So we've already done our corner. We've chained however many we want for our corner. Into that corner space, put in 2 US doubles. So we put in 2, not 3. You want 2. And I can wait until you get to that, until everybody gets to that point. Oh. While you were working on this, we're going to go and take a look at Discord real quick. This is from Cheerful Bacon. This is going to be a no-sew turkey. Oh, I love it. I love all the colors. And I like this chenille yarn, the yellow there, for the feet, and how you've done different types of yarn for the head and the wings compared to the feet. It looks like it's going to be cute. Love to see progress on this. So thank you for sharing with us. All right, where's the button? There's the button. Oops. Try and go and add your cardigan. All right, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Any you haven't done your edges? Nope. No. We don't judge. We don't judge. All right. So for this side, again, we've done our corner. We've done 2 double crochets into that corner space that's here. And then those 3 stitches that make up our granny stitch, each one of those will get a US double crochet. So the key thing is, these stitches, you're going to move it out of the way to find the top of the stitch. The top of the stitch is here. 1, 2, 3. So you have to move that out of the way to find that. Using a fall variegated for the body, rainbow variegated for feathers, and yellow chenille. I love that. I love that. Okay, so we've done the 2 in the corner, and then each of the next 3 stitches here, each one gets a US double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And then the corner will get 2 stitches. And these are doubles. So here we go. I'm going to show this real quick. So just this side, previous row had 3 double crochets in the granny. And again, I should have used a different color. So those are the 3. Okay. This side of this next round, there should be 7. The 3 from the previous row, plus 2 on each corner. Make sure you post update. Yeah. Couldn't. Yeah, yeah. You definitely have to do variegated. You gotta make it colorful. You have to run as bacon bits. Bacon bits. What mom is wants mom's attention. Yes. Dinner time. Yes. Go and do and take care of take care of the family and the dinner. And thank you for rating and thank you for the lurk. So let me see. Let me make certain everybody understands this. So in this row, just on this half, again, this half is regular granny. That's the easy part. This half is a solid granny. And first row has 3 stitches on that side. This row has got the 3 stitches in the middle because you stitch into each stitch. And then the corners each have 2 doubles. So 2 here and 2 there. So this will have 3, this will have 7, etc. So you're going to add 4 stitches for each of those 2 sides every round. I know it's confusing, but just go with it. Just go with it. So we have 2 in the corner, 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1. So those each of those 3, and then 2 in the corner. We're going to repeat that. So we're going to do our corner. I chain 2 for my corner. Into this space here, I'm putting in 2 US doubles. Okay. Then in each of those stitches of the granny stitch, there's 3 there. Each will get 1 stitch. So 1, 2, 3. And then in this corner space, put in 2 double crochets. You've added, okay, we can take a look at that on Friday. Okay. So we've got 2 in the corner, 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1, and then 2 in the corner. So that side should have 7 stitches. We are now at this corner here. When you get to that corner, I'm going to do the half double crochet corner, which I've shown many times. So yarn over. And again, if I'm going too fast, yell at me. And I do have a redeem for that. It's called slow down. So yarn over. I'm going to go into the top of that first stitch of the round, yarn over, bring it through, 3 on the hook, yarn over through all 3, and that is how we finish row number 2. At this point, I will let people catch up. Okay. 1 second. We're good. On the back side, it should look like this. So we will weave in our tails when we're completely done. So the back side is going to look pretty darn close to the front side. If it helps anybody, you can always put a stitch marker on the corner of your granny square. That's the traditional granny. Do I have, to keep it all organized, I'm going to put a contrasting colored granny square stitch marker. So into that corner, that's all traditional granny. You could do that to say that's the traditional granny side. And that is the color changing some solid granny. Also, you can see that it'll change color. There's different ways of doing that, just to keep you on track. Thank you for the lurk, Anne. Okay. If everybody's ready, we can go on to round number 3. In round number 3, we're still going to work with color 1, our main color. And for this, we're going to do our granny stitch side like we normally do. So the first 2 sides are the easy ones. Welcome in, Candace. Thank you for the lurk. All right. So we've already finished the corner. We're going to chain up 3. That counts as a double crochet. Into the corner, put in 2 more US doubles. So we've done our double. We're going to, if you chain in between, do a chain. And then in the space between these previous double granny stitches, put in a granny. And then in the corner, again, your granny. So granny, corner, granny. So there's my granny. I'm going to chain 2 for my corner, and then we'll do the granny stitch again. Okay. So that is side 1, corner 1, and now side 2. You're going to do the same thing. We're going to put in our grannies where they need to be. Again, if you chain in between, then do the chain. When you get to the second corner, and I know you're not all there yet, but when you get to the second corner, only do 2 US doubles. Only do 2. And I will stop and wait. So again, granny cluster, granny cluster, granny cluster, corner, granny cluster, 2 US doubles. Because we are going to be changing colors right here. We're going to have an ad. Actually, I will let the ad run, and when we get back from ad, we'll pick up on this, and I will take a bio break. So let's do that. So I will be right back. Welcome back. Yes, I just realized I muted the be right back screen. Wow, I didn't unmute it. I always forget because I've changed the audio thing because things were repeating and were doubling up. So, sorry about that. Anyway, you don't want to hear my voice to begin with. Oh yes, two in the corner. Yes. So when you get to your second corner, only two. Two in the corner. Because we're now going to do a color change. So, granny stitch, granny stitch, granny stitch, corner, granny, granny, two. Two doubles. We are now going to do a third stitch, but we're not going to finish it. So we're going to do a double crochet, bring up the two, yarn over, go in, bring up the loop, 3 on the hook, yarn over through 2 and stop. We're now going to do the color change, just like we did on the previous row, or 2 rows before. That makes sense. And again, do the color change. You start the last stitch before the color change like you normally do, but the last yarn over and pull through 2 loops is when you get the new color and finish off the stitch with the new color. At this point, I'm going to take the tail of the new color and the working yarn of the old, cinch them up, kind of get them kind of snug. And now you're ready for your corner. So chain 2, I've chained 2 with the new color. So after we have changed colors, and we've chained up 2, we're now going to put 2 double crochets in this corner, but we're going to crochet over our working yarn and our tail. It's important to crochet over the working yarn. The tail you can get away with not working over it, but it makes it a whole lot easier if you're working over the working yarn, because you're going to need the orange or your first color when you get back over here. So that's why you want to work over your first color. So in the corner, we're going to put in 2 US doubles. So we do 2 there. So after you do the 2, something to be aware of, you've got 7 stitches here. Okay, you should have 7. Each of those 7 stitches gets a double crochet. So to get to the first one, I have to move my stitches over because that is where you're going to go in. It's right here, in between my thumbs. It's not there because if you do there, you're going to skip one. And again, we're working over our tail and the working yarn of color number 1. So each of those stitches gets a double crochet. There should be 7. 2. We have 7. Once you have the 7, into that corner, you're going to put in 2 US doubles, still working over the tail and the working yarn of color 1. I don't have to go over my tail anymore because my tail was kind of long and it's pretty much secure. So at this point, you could decide to not go over your tail. So we do 2 double crochets. That's a half double, Crafty Cub. Don't do a half double. We want to do a double. Again, the whole time we're working over the working yarn of color 1. You could do this and cut each time, but it's a lot easier if you just work over that working yarn, the color 1 yarn. So once you get that done, you should have 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, you should have 11 stitches on that side. Do the same thing for this side. So we're going to chain 2 for your corner. 2 doubles into this corner. Still, we're crocheting over our working yarn of color 1. And then each of these 7 stitches gets a double crochet. Seven. Once you do those 7, we're going to stop and wait. I'm going to let people catch up. I haven't heard this song in a long time. When you get to this last corner, put in 1 double crochet in the corner, because we're going to change colors here soon. So put in 1 US double into that corner space. If you do that, if you count, you're only going to have 10 stitches, which is fine for right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We need 11 for those 2 sides. And to do that, you're going to start your 11th stitch, so double crochet in that corner, but we're not going to finish off the stitch. So the last yarn over, pull through 2, you're going to drop that color, and we're going to pick up our first color, finish off the first color with, finish off that stitch with the first color, and now you're going to do your half double crochet corner thing. At this point, once you have done that, you can now cut your blue, your second color, leave a tail, and cut. Again, the reason I do that, because if you keep traveling it all the way around, you're going to have those nasty looking floats on the back, and it's not really pretty. And that's pretty much what you do. You repeat this all the way around. So, we're going to do another round. And again, if I'm going too slow, it's probably showing up purple. It is royal blue here. Welcome in, Phoenix. So cameras have a difficult time picking up reds, and anything that might have a little bit of red in it, there might be a tiny bit of red in this color, so it's showing up purple. Got to the end. Yes, what's your question? Random question, but don't want to interrupt. Okay. at the end and how to join again. Wait, what do you mean how to join? Oh, to do the corner, the last corner. Okay, wait. Did you join? Did you switch colors? So you switch colors. Okay. So this is how I finish the last corner of any round of any square. I'm going to yarn over. We're going to do the half double crochet. So we're going to yarn over. We're now going to put the hook into the top of our first stitch of the round, which is that chain 3. The very top of that. Go in, yarn over, bring it through, 3 on the hook. So there's 3 there. Now we're going to yarn over and bring the yarn over through all 3 stitches, all 3 loops. That is the half double crochet corner thing. And now I'm not going to do another round, but if you wanted to do more round, and I would probably end this with your first color. You can't get it in the stitch. Get as close as possible. Get as close as possible. So those 3 chains, that's your first stitch. 1, 2, 3. Try to get somewhere near the top of that. It's not, you don't have to get it exact. And then yarn over through all 3. I would end this square with our first color. You can make it as big as you want. See how I did add another round for this one. You know what? I'm going to do another round. So this round is all our first color. And the first 2 sides are basic granny. So those are the easy ones. I mean, it's all easy. It's the color change that kind of trips us up. And then figuring out what we need to do for the other 2 sides. So this round, this is round number 4. Even number rounds, you're only using color number 1. First 2 sides are basic granny stitch. No color change in this round. Oh, it would help if I do the stitch correctly. A, A. And when I get down here, I'm still going to do 3 stitches on this round. Chain 2. And now on this side and this next side, the corner only gets 2 doubles. The reason you're only doing that is because if you've got a regular granny, those stitches kind of fan out. See how they get wider at the top than the bottom? Because you're not stitching into these stitches here. There's room for them to kind of expand. Here, you're going to put stitch into every stitch, so there's not a lot of room. So that's why you only do the 2 here, because if not, you're going to get a very cramped looking square. This one, you're basically stitching into every stitch of color 2. The corner here, we're going to put in 2 doubles, chain 2, and then 2 doubles. We're not doing a regular granny on this half of the square. And again, every stitch in the blue will get a double crochet. And then when we get to the corner, we'll do we'll do the thing. So this is basically a combination of a regular granny and a solid granny in one square. So when we get to our corner, our last corner, we're going to put in 2 double crochets, and then this is where we're going to do our corner, which is the half double trick. So now, this probably will need to be blocked because your tensions sometimes are going to be different compared to those stitches and your granny stitches. And these are actually the same number of rows, but I think I used a smaller hook with this. And then yeah, and I know I use different colors. But imagine like that, or you could do that, or you could do that. Let me zoom out. That, and imagine 2 more with the granny stitch pieces here, or you can do it. You could do like that, and then the next one, this part here would be facing that way, and then this one facing that way. So you can orient them however you want. Yeah, I am a bit of a speed demon. Welcome in, Ams. How are you? So, um, the tricky part, I think, with this is the color change. And you can see here, yes, good song. So, these are just tails to weave in. So, these colors here. Here, they carried them over all the colors. And again, that's ugly. I don't like the yellow popping through there. You don't see it over here, but you definitely see it there because of the way the granny stitch is. So that's why I like finishing that color. I'm doing pretty good. Where have all the cow bears gone? Moo grr. Where's all the Care Bears? Oh yes, the Care Bears. The Care Bears back when I was little. I liked the Care Bears. So oh, this is a local band. They got somewhat famous. This band here is from my area. This is Jimmy's Chicken Shack. So that is the geometric weave square. I know it has different names. Jimmy's Chicken Shack. How do you do the granny sides? The sides? No, not Jimmy Choo. Those are shoes. To do the solid sides, the corner gets 2 doubles. Every stitch from the previous row gets a double, and the corner gets 2 doubles. So the corners get 2 doubles, each of the corners to that side, and then each stitch gets 1 stitch. They're all double crochets. And then the corner is your normal chain 2 or chain 3, however you do your corners. That's it. Again, I definitely would block this. Yadarika said she had a question, but didn't want to interrupt the crocheting. So, if Yadarika is still here, what is the question? And the answer is rutabaga. It's always rutabaga. Any other questions on our squares? They're cool. I had never done this before. Retro is the one who suggested this, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I watched the video. I understand how they were doing the video. but I like my interpretation better. It's a little bit more, um, in my brain, it makes more sense. But you could always keep going more. If you wanted to do bigger ones, you could do this and then the yellow and then make them as large as you need to. Like the example there, it's got three um, of the main color on this side and um, three of the second color. I can go to the side, and we will switch to the turkey hat. Unless anybody has questions. You know what? I really like that square. I might have to do like a scrappy blanket with a lot of this yarn that I have here and something like that. You got me thinking now, Retro. Got me thinking. I want to use up some of this stuff that I have. I'm not waking up at the taint of dawn. Oh, you've gotten wake. Oh no. Why? Oh no. That's not fun. Oh, early doctor's appointment. Ah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I slept into about like 8:30. Woken up 2 a.m. Oh no. Oh wow. Sometimes 2 a.m. is when I'm going to sleep. Not always, but often. Much love. All right, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate that. Oh, if anybody wants this pattern, I can pin that. It is a free pattern. Oh, I don't know this song. You finished? Yay! Yay! How do you like it? It's a little bit more challenging, but it's not too bad. It's not like a really difficult stitches you're doing. The red and white is giving me yes, yes. Would be candy cane, little peppermint candies. Yes, there is a a pattern that is a spiral swirl circle. If you did it in red and white, would definitely look very candy cane, peppermint candy, Christmassy. Welcome in, Unicorn Farts. Thank you for the finger stretches. How are you? Only problem attention. Yeah, yeah. My tension is off too. That's why blocking would help because my granny stitches are looser than the solid granny stitches. It's just gonna take practice. So very, very. It was a very Monday. Oh, you had a very Monday. Yes, but you survived it. That's good. I'm glad that we have all survived Monday. You finally started working on your thigh high sock. Ooh. Yeah, socks. I need to venture into that realm. Bubblegum speckle. Ooh. I'm gonna head off. It's your laptop's annoying me. Need to move somewhere more comfortable. Alright, Retro. Alrighty, we will be here. I wanna at least try to get the hat part of these hats done. Won't be too long. Yep. We'll be here. Then I have to worry about making the drumsticks and the wings. I'm not raiding out anytime soon, but if when we do, if a raid target, I already have a raid target in mind. If they are still live, we will go raid them, but I'm not certain if they're going to be still live. So, like I said, not anytime soon. I want to get these hats done as fast as possible because I got to work more on that octopus Amy. Well, it's not really an Amy, but I've gotten a lot of progress done on it. It's not finished yet. Beta is on a 3-stream streak. You know what that means?
Out in the street, fastest thing on 2 feet. He's just as proud as he can be of his anatomy. He gonna give us a peek.
Thank you for the streak. Welcome back, Retro. Welcome back. First one. Oh, were you streaking in Pixie Stream today? I was in there briefly this morning. You trying? Yeah, yep. I try to not miss her streams either. Beta found the button. Thank you for the hydrate. Welcome in, Linda. Thank you for the check-in. And yep, I was going to ask, are we in your pocket? We are safe in Linda's pocket. Stitch marker back in. Oh my gosh. Matchbox 20. Heard them in a very long time. Thank you for the frog. We're not frogging right now. We don't want a frog. Don't want a frog. Oh, much. Flames. Flames. Linda is on a 3-stream streak.
In the street, fastest thing on 2 feet. He's just as proud as he can be of his anatomy. He gon' give us a peek.
Linda's streaking, but we're in her pocket. I don't want to know. Question. What is an appropriate response to somebody make... Wait. What is an appropriate response to someone who makes you drop a bunch of knitting stitches and ruins your projects? I'd say some choice words. All right, Beta. I would say some choice words. I hope it wasn't me. I hope I didn't cause you to drop stitches. Right, that is 11. We have to go to 17? 17 rounds. 60 rows? Oh no. They'd be sleeping on the couch. They would be sleeping on the couch. Thank you for the hydrate, Lala. I'm getting hungry. I didn't really have much to eat today. His words were, you could just fix it. It's like that. They're only like each other in the respect that they're fiber arts. Fixing them is totally different. Fixing one is not like fixing the other. But even with crochet, yeah. I mean, it's gonna take time to repair it, to put it back in. But Yeah. Mm. Totally different technique. You have to go back and read. Yes. Yep. You got to redo it. Yep. He also said I didn't have more yarn, but didn't understand that the yarn I had was being used in. Wait. Oh, you didn't need more yarn. Stop. Stop. What does need have to do with anything? I mean, technically, I don't need any yarn at all, period. I want the yarn. We don't. Wow. I don't need yarn to survive. I mean, it would make existence very boring, but it is possible to survive without yarn. But yeah, I don't get yarn because I need it for a project. I get yarn because I like the yarn, or I know in my case it just ends up in my lap. You do need your crafts to rent your I'm not really around people that often to actually like do that. It would make my quality of life a lot better if I had the yarn. You know what I yeah. All my crafts silly. What? All right, is that what is his interest? What is his hobbies? Yeah, that's just plain rude. That's just plain rude. I could understand if somebody wasn't like really into um knitted or crocheted items. You still, yeah, you don't. But if you had no crafts, you'd go stir crazy. Who knows what would happen? So you go like spray. No, no, I don't. I don't like being around people. So yeah, that's rude. That's rude. I mean, there are things that I'm not interested in, but I don't call it silly or worthless. Okay. Did I miss a stitch? Stitch looked weird. I'll end up putting a turkey leg there or something. Computers. Boy refused my request for 2 balls of yarn. An 800-pound plus graphic card. Wow. Yeah, 2 balls of yarn is nowhere near the price of that. I don't even care if you get the like really expensive yarn. Hey, the logical hooker. How are you? I'm doing well. We're working on a commission piece. I've been commissioned to make two of my turkey hats. Well, it's not my pattern. And earlier we learned how to make a geometric weave granny square with color changing. Actually, the colors of this one look better. They're not as jarring with the camera and the lighting. Yep, it's a free pattern. It's pinned at the top of chat. It's pretty fun. They've got sizes from toddler to an adult. It's pretty simple and easy. Luckily, his mom is a crafter. She does cross stitch and quilting. Oh, okay. Well, I hope I hope he learns. I mean, he should know better that if his mom is a crafter, you know, that's just that's not cool. Not cool whatsoever. What row am I on? Told him if he pulls some shit like that again, I'm putting a knitting. Oh, I don't want to know. I don't want to be aware of this information before because I don't want to show up in court somewhere. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be a witness. Not no no. I don't want to know. Not testifying for anybody. We're almost done this round. Still got a couple more rounds to do. Okay, that is 13. I also did say Watello's grandmother is a Scottish woman in her 80s and has been knitting since you. Oh. Wait, wait, wait. If he's got crafters and artisans in his family, oh. He better watch out. He better watch out. What happens in the wintertime and he's cold? Somebody had to make those garments, even if it's mass produced. Somebody had to make those garments. And The roots of it all go back to handmade. Okay. Hmm. Yes, go and tell her. Yes. I mean, computers involve math and brain power, but so does knitting and crocheting. There is math involved, and it's just not counting. It's, if you want to get technical, it's how the yarn or thread is twisted and coiled, and there's geometry and all of that in there. And if historically and technologically, technological advances, um, we'd have to get through handicrafts like knitting and crocheting technologically before we could ever get to anything computer based, because this was high tech at some point, state of the art, because you're uh you're making something that is going to better yourself and your society by making things to help keep you warm and away from the elements. Disturbs me when I'm counting stitches and messes up my work. Oh, wait. Okay. Wait, your work area, is it just your dedicated work area? Or do you share the work area? If it's your dedicated work area, yeah, no, he has no business being in your work area. It's your own, yeah. All right. So go do something to his work area that is going to irritate him. Not destroy things, but just to irritate him. Yeah, I don't want to participate. I don't want to not participate. Precipitate an argument. He doesn't let you near his when he's not around. He's got to go to the bathroom at some point. Thank you for the hydrate and the stretch. We're gonna have an ad. It's already been an hour. Wow. Can't believe it's already been an hour since our first ad break. I know what you could do. If you're able to, unplug his mouse and hide his mouse. Or just unplug it and make it look like it's plugged in. I know. I'm coming
Hey,
up with
hon.
ideas to irritate people. I'm evil. I don't want this song.
I want a man with a slow hand. I want a man with a slow hand. I want a man with a slow hand.
Having weather. Data is on ad and just clicking buttons. Data can't see any of the clips.
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back from the ad. Sorry. I had I was transported back to high school, and I had to kind of lip sync to the song. That is row 16. One more round, and wow, one more round, and then I have to do a round of singles. It will be the hat part will be done. Is this a knot? Oh no. Oh, this gonna be fixed, I think. Yep, we fixed it. Wait, what is that? Oh, okay. We're getting to the end of this round. I had to take a picture of my square there. Hey there, little girl. How are you? measure. See if these are the same. I'm doing well. I'm working on turkey hats. Yeah. Yeah, just do a round of singles and then the hat part will be done. We learned how to make these squares tonight. These are the geometric weave squares. Let me take a picture. Upload it. You're eating dinner? Yum. What are we having? I'm getting hungry myself. Oh gosh, this song. Turkey burger and salad. That sounds so good. I do like a burger. Let me do something real quick. Let's see. Come on, computer. We are going to go and raid out. Let me see if they are still on. I don't think they're going to be um, ending anytime soon. Maybe, I'm not certain. We're going to go and visit a friend of the channel, a fellow Moco Loco. They are celebrating tonight. Let's do this. Let's see if it's going to do. Yes.
Sassy bitch, I love you. She's so clever. Clearly, this is a woman who works in IT. She will figure things out.
We're gonna go and visit Pick Stitch. Pick Stitch is celebrating his birthday. So you know what? We're gonna come up with a I know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna come up with a raid call. So this is the raid call. Um you can add emotes to that if you want to. Uh any emotes that you want. Yes, us dirty hookers are coming in to help you celebrate your birthday and give you your birthday spankings, because you know how when you're a kid you get, yeah, and a pen's grow an inch and all of that. So we are gonna go and see. Oh wait, was he eating? He was showing food. He was showing food. All right, so that is our raid call. We are gonna go and get this raid started. Pick Stitch is 18 plus. Fiber artist, Lego builder, cross stitcher, does a whole bunch of different things. Again, he is celebrating his birthday, and let's go help. Let's help him celebrate. I will be on to not tomorrow, Wednesday. I have no idea what we're doing Wednesday. Warehouse Wednesday. I'll find something from the warehouse to do. Not really certain. Lately, I'm making it up as I go along. But happy crafting. Take care of your friends, your family, and your community. Oh, I like that. I like that, Retro. You know what, Retro? I'm gonna copy that with if I can copy it. Grammy, your timing sucks. Yes, we are rating out to picks. So yes, I'm gonna copy that. If you are a follower of mine, actually, you know what? That's better because it's yeah, the word us isn't split up. So I will see you all on Wednesday, and I had a lot of fun that we made the square. So bye. That was weird. That was a weird ending, but anyway. Yes, the second one. Yes.